Okay, welcome to the tester's demo. This is a video for people who are going to test the game. If you're interested in the game and don't want to test, you can still look at this video and see what the game looks like. But really, this video is going to be more about work than play. Get yourself to the Midwinter Remaster website. The link is in the description of the video. And go to the tester's build page. Here's where you'll see the tester's build, a little bit of information. You'll watch a video that I'm about to post, which is this video right now. To get the build, click on download, and note that you're going to be getting lots of warnings on unsigned. It's going to probably warn you when you download it. It's going to warn you again when you try to run it. So you'll have to get past those warning checks if you trust me. If not, then you're probably not a good tester for me. But that's how to get started. In a second, I'm going to be opening it up and show you how it works after you install it. Okay, so now to the actual training video for the Midwinter test release. If you're watching this video and you're not a tester, you might be bored by this. There's more testing than there is actually playing the game. Let's go ahead and enter the world. You'll get this screen first, which gives you a couple of tips. You can read this. Now, we're actually in the game now. Here is the first thing I want to tell you. Again, this is for testers, people generally who are familiar with Midwinter. I think you'll be lost if you're not. But again, please feel free to run the game and tell me if you see some bugs. Every screen that you see for the first time will give you a welcome kind of tutorial tile. You'll need to continue through this. I would say do not click the stop showing tutorials until you've seen all of these. You're going to need them. So on your third or your fourth test run, go ahead and click this one. But let's go ahead and click through this. You can read it. It'll tell you what to do, how to move around. Here's the actual first time you're in the snow buggy. So it's going to tell you how to run the snow buggy. And then go ahead and move around. Try not to hit a tree. You're going to notice that there's this enemy here. You can turn him off. He's basically a pest that's going to follow you around wherever you go, so that wherever you are, you can test whether your missiles work and whether your ground torpedoes work. So tool around one of these screens as you want. You'll see in the upper left-hand corner, there's some keys that you can use to pause the game. You can quit out of this by hitting the escape. There's the pest again. And you can go to the decision screen. Let's go ahead and go to the decision screen. This is going to be the difference between the 3D world and where you make your game decisions. Again, it's the first time I'm on the decision screen, so here it tells me what's there. Do not click the stop showing tutorials. These tutorials will go away automatically the second time you go to the decision screen. Actually, let's go ahead and test that. So now I'm back in the 3D world and there's no tutorial. Likewise, second time at the decision screen, no tutorial. So the button layout is as you would expect since you played the game before. There's some additional features. I've shown your food level, which is eating, your alertness, and your morale, which I think we're going to be using for testing. This, of course, is your muscle power and your couple of clocks, which, by the way, the time system is now completely working. So a couple of new options that I wanted to show you are the game options and the test tile. So we go to the game options. Again, first time we're here, it's going to give us some instructions. What the game options gives us is this area down here in the lower right-hand corner. I can turn enemies on and off. I can turn the tutorial system on and off if I want to. Again, after you go through this a couple times, you'll want to get rid of those tutorials. Plus, all of the tutorials are now in the Frostpedia. Let's go over to the Frostpedia. This just basically gives you everything that popped up on a tutorial. So if you have questions, you get lost, go back to the Frostpedia. So let's go back to game options. There is now sound. You'll be able to turn it off because it'll become annoying. You can make vehicles unlimited. So wherever you are, you can get into a vehicle. That's going to be important in a second. And you can recruit everyone right away, or you can make recruitment authentic. We're going to leave it authentic for now. Well, it doesn't actually matter. Well, let's switch it to recruit all. We're not going to go anywhere else right now. Actually, yeah, let's go back in and see some of these screens. So since I recruited everybody, they're all now available. And so I can see any player I want. You'll notice we're now on the player info screen. Let's go to another player. players have a bio, and now their relationships are linked by hyperlink. And so there you go. We can navigate players that way too. Of course, if recruitment was authentic, you wouldn't see any of these players. You would only have Captain John Stark at the beginning. So you know the interface, test it out. The strategic map is much cooler now. You can zoom. It's got all the functions of the other strategic map, including showing where people are located. And of course, where you are located. Later, this will have waypoints and things like that. So let's go back to our key. Okay, there we go. Notice that you can fly over a location, and over on the right side, it tells you what that location is and what's there. You can also pick a type of building, and we'll show you where those buildings are. Okay, let's go back to the decision screen. Just a quick note, there is the buggy, there's skiing, so you can ski around and see how that feels. You can throw a grenade, and grenades are kind of useless right now, but whatever. And later we'll show you how to hang glide. Let's go back to the decision screen. Now, we've talked about the game options screen. Now we're going to talk about the test screen. This is completely new. This is where we basically designed test scenarios. So let's go around the components of the test screen. The test screen allows you to pick any of the players you want to test. This is important because you might want to pick this guy who's a great skier versus this person who's a terrible skier and see how they perform differently, or how they perform differently in combat in a snow buggy. You can adjust their muscle power, their energy, their alertness, and then you can go to this drop down here. This is where you're going to be spending a lot of time in the location drop down. You can pick the site where you want them to go, and they'll automatically transport to that site with the injuries and the alertness and whatever mode you want them in. But let's direct your attention actually to the top of this location screen. The top has a list of scenarios, and as a tester, I'd like you to go through each one of these scenarios. When you click on the scenario, you will be given basically a description of the scenario, and I want you to go through and do the test. So let's do the garage test scenario, and it's gonna pick Captain John Stark, and it's gonna put me at Devil's Valley Garage. So I pick that scenario. It's picked up here now. We're going to leave everything else here the same, no injuries, and we're going to click go. It's got unlimited buggies on and all recruited on. Let's turn these off for now and load the scenario. Okay, so here's the garage test scenario. Read it. It'll tell you what the scenario is about. And I'm in Devil's Valley on skis. There's the garage. I'm going to ski up to the garage. I think the scenario is to get into a buggy. And so let's go into the garage, which it should have actually put me into anyway. That's a little bit of a bug. Let's get in the Fox, and then I'm going to drive the Fox away, and then I'm going to get out of the Fox. I can get back into the Fox, but if I ski away from the Fox, one thing in Midwinter, if you ski away from a vehicle in the middle of nowhere, the vehicle is gone. You can see it's gone. So let's get back on my skis and get back to the garage. Ski to the garage. There's my pesky little enemy that's just going to follow me around. By the way, enemies in general are not implemented. That's for the next iteration. So let's now go back into the garage. And the test is that I got rid of that vehicle, and so the vehicle doesn't exist anymore, so I need to repair an existing another vehicle to make it usable. So I'm going to click the repair, and it repaired a vehicle. Now, this is an important thing also, especially if you're not familiar with the game and you're doing testing. When you run out of time, when your time budget is used, you can't do anything else. And that's what this pop-up tells you. John Stark is out of time. His synchronization time is 10. He's already advanced to 11:27, so he can't do anything. The way to be able to get him to do more is by clicking the Teams icon and advancing the clock. The synchronized watch is up here. So we're going to advance time to the synchronization time of noon, and now John Stark has the ability to do things like get back into another fox, ski around, or maybe even go into the sniper mode. Yeah, there's sniper mode. By the way, if you really want to test sniper mode, you go into the test screen. You find the sniper test scenario. Where is the sniper test scenario? Well, there you go. There's a bug right there. I need to get the sniper test scenario in here. I'll do that on the release, and so you should see the sniper scenario. And it'll put you up in the northern area where you can find a lot of targets for sniping. Anyway, this is the whole of the video for testing the game. You should refer back to it if you have any questions, but I think it should be self-explanatory for most people. Notice that we've taken all of the old conventions of this game and we've given them a lot of quality of life upgrades and made things very modern, such as the Frostopedia, being able to turn sound on and off, etc. Next up, after we finish this test cycle, will be to import all of the wonderful terrain that was created by Fable 5, the Anthropic engine that was just pulled from the market. We will have the authentic, bit-for-bit exact terrain, and we will also have the enemy movements also bit-for-bit correct. Oh, I'll mention one other thing. I'm going to switch to the buggy. Oh, actually, I can do that by hitting T. Let's switch to the buggy. There we go. Oh, it's not going to switch to a buggy because I have buggies turned off. Let's go to Game Options, Vehicles Unlimited, and go back to my vehicle. Notice in the upper right and the left-hand corner the radar. That tells you whether the guy's in front of you or behind you. Red is behind me now, upper right and left-hand corner. Let's find the enemy. Oh, he keeps getting behind me. He's doing attack runs, so I'll eventually see him. Where is he? That jerk. Okay. There he is. Let's try to get behind him. There we go. Fire a missile. That was a torpedo, actually. Boom, blew him up. So just learn how to use the radar. That's pretty much how the game worked. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry about the blathering on.